First symptoms were middle of 92, so it was probably June. And then by the time we got to a neurologist, it was August of 93.
He would tell me about them, and I'm a physical therapist, and I had very little sympathy for him because it was his non-dominant hand. I just attributed it to fatigue or overuse, and didn't pay much attention. Because at that time, too, we didn't know what the fasciculations were, the twitching of the muscles. As it turns out, it's a really a major predictor that it might be ALS.
So he did all these tests, and nothing was happening. By December of 93, he wasn't telling us anything. In fact, I didn't hear ALS until we got to Virginia Mason. Well, I saw it in his notes because we took a copy of the medical records from his office and brought them to Virginia Mason, along with MRIs and all the other diagnostic stuff. They weren't set up to give you a whole lot of information. So we actually stopped at the mall, bookstore at the mall, and went into the medical and opened up the book and saw Lou Gehrig ALS, and I thought, wow, Lou. Had the whole list of things that happened. I thought, this is going to suck. But also looked at like, okay, God, apparently we're making a turn here. Let's see what happens.
Because I had suspected that it was ALS, and I had treated a patient earlier in my career who had ALS, I was pretty devastated. It really, in hindsight, probably took me 2 years to deal with the diagnosis. Unbeknownst to Carl, I would cry myself to sleep at night. But adjusting along the way to Carl's needs was gradual. So at first it was just doing things, fine motor skills that he doesn't have. So trimming his nails, cutting his hair.
Early on, I never experienced much depression. And when I did, I didn't even know what it was. It was never severe. It was more of a melancholy because I'm so blessed. My wife was a physical therapist, so she understands everything that's happening. I have it so good. I can't give myself the freedom to be mad or complain, because the fact that I'm alive is just an amazing thing. So I keep going back to that.
There are times that I can recall where it really was most telling, and I would think it wasn't even so much with loss of function of his hands. It was actually as his facial muscles got weaker. A simple thing like his kiss changed, and that was very difficult to deal with. Probably the biggest help to us, we see the team at Virginia Mason Clinic who can help us through every aspect of that, and then the support of everybody else in the ALS community. We provide a lot of support, but we get as much back, truly, by sharing with other folks.
Voice banking, the idea is that I record my voice, either single words or responses for daily living, very practical things from, can you move my head, my cheek itches, or move my, when you can't move anything, to be able to communicate that in your voice. I realized I didn't have some interpersonal things, like I love you, things I say to my wife on a regular basis. How was your day at work? I had recorded a few, but I had not transferred them to the board, so, or to the tablet. So I've been working on a few of those more interpersonal things, with, especially for Marilyn, but also with my friends that weren't snarky or flippant or whatever.
I'd just like to say one of the blessings that we've observed and been able to actually be a part of is the development of the multidisciplinary team and the ALS clinic here at Virginia Mason. It truly is a center of excellence as certified by the ALS Association, in that they have now all of the providers for every aspect of ALS.
Yeah, but for once in life, it is good to be slow.